What's good, everyone? Shurit here, bringing you another episode of my Bandless Freedom series. The cards we're going to be discussing today are Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, and IGNISTER Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. I personally believe both of these cards can come back to free, so without further ado, let's get into it. So if you don't know what IGNISTER Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer does, and if you don't know what Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer does, I'll explain the cards to you. So for IGNISTER, his requirements are 1 tuner plus 1 on 1 non-tuner pendulum type monster, so he's pretty easy to summon in a pendulum deck. Once per turn, and his effect is once per turn, you can target one pendulum monster on the field or one card in the pendulum zone, destroy it, and if you do, shuffle one card on the field into the deck. Once per turn, you can special summon one Draco Slayer monster from your deck in defense position, but it cannot be used as synchro material for a summon. And then for Luster, he has a pendulum effect of once per turn. If you have a card in your other pendulum zone, you can destroy that card, and if you do, add one card from your deck to your hand with the same name as that card. And he says he cannot special summon fusion, synchro, or Xyz monsters using this card as Xyz material, except Draco Slayer monsters. So obviously both of these are really good cards. These cards are right now IGNISTER's limited and Luster's limited, and they were hit because of the Pepe deck, because the Pepe deck was broken. Luster was a good card in the Pepe deck because you could pop your plush fire, search another plush fire, and then use plus fire's effect to search another thing. So it was amazing. And IGNISTER, obviously, it's a non-targeting removal. It shuffles it back, probably the best way of getting rid of cards. So both of these cards are amazing cards. But the reason why I think these cards can come back is because of link format. So as you know, link format is just around the corner. I think the Link Strike structure deck starter deck hits us on 21st of July, so pretty close, only a month to go for that. I'm definitely going to pick that up myself because I want to play the Cyber structure deck, and I need the Decode Talker plus the Honey Bots and all that good stuff. So definitely with Link's monsters around the corner. If you don't know what the nerf is, you can only pendulum summon monsters to your extra monster zone unless you have a Link monster to pendulum towards that Link monster's Link markers. So obviously now you can't pendulum summon 5 from the extra deck. And what was so good about Luster is that you could stack up your extra deck, so you could pendulum summon loads, and then because you'd search again, then you could use that in your scale, or you could use that to get in your extra deck to pendulum summon that out. So that was what good about Luster. But Luster basically goes directly against the new way pendulums are going to play. The way pendulums want to play now is they want to put their effort into like a kind of boss monster or kind of good powerful monster to sit on, and then they just pendulum summon from your hand, make a Link monster, and just kind of like try to slowly gain momentum. So that's why Luster isn't the best card anymore in pendulum decks. They will probably still play it, I don't want if Luster comes back to free. Cards like Draco Face Off, in my opinion, could come back as well. I'm just trying to find Draco Face Off now just to show you the card. Should have it in a minute. Yeah, cards like Draco Face Off as well. I think if Luster comes back to free, then Luster won't be as broken if Draco Face Off just stays limited. Because even if Draco Face Off, sorry for the Pro Mat sleeve, I should have sleeved it in a white one, but sorry, even Draco Face Off still isn't even that good in Link format, because what you're trying to do is stack your extra, but Draco Face Off is still good because you could get a pendulum monster on the field for a Link summon or put in the scale. So I think Draco Face Off should come back to free as well. I probably should have started this off in the video, but it's fine. So I think Draco Face Off should come back to free just to make pendulum decks able to Link summon more easily and just boost the consistency of the pendulum decks. And now to discuss the main monster, the main card in this discussion, IGNISTER Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. So like I've said just a couple of minutes ago, pendulum decks right now, they want to invest their resources into summoning this one big kind of boss monster, and I think IGNISTER is definitely the way to go. Because with IGNISTER, you could special summon a monster from your, you special summon a Draco Slayer from your deck, so that could be used for potential Link fodder. And then again with IGNISTER is that shuffling back stuff, that's basically the effect you want. You want to get rid of the cards your opponent has, because that's what pendulum decks have to do now. They have to put their effort into summoning these big monsters from the extra deck rather than rely on pendulum spam and rely on spamming stuff. So with IGNISTER, I think that's definitely the route they should take. And if Konami really want pendulum decks to keep on doing well in the meta or just generally on a lower tier level, then I think IGNISTER should definitely come back to free. Plus, IGNISTER is not going to be the easiest card to summon. What was broken about IGNISTER in Pepe is that you could summon two so I've seen people summon 3 with a Pepe deck in 1 turn. So that's like 3 shuffles. Plus you can special summon all these Draco Slayers from your extra deck to like use for potential Xyz summons or even fusion summons. So obviously that's pretty amazing. But Ignister is pretty hard to summon in the new Pendulum rules because you can't spam anymore. So that's why I think Ignister should come back to 3. So this has been my discussion on why I believe Ignister, Draco Face-Off and Luster can all come back to 3 in the TCG. If you don't agree with me, post in the comment section your thoughts on this. I believe the OCG have Ignister at 2 and it's not doing much. Pendulum decks aren't doing as well as they have done in the past, so obviously there's another reason why Ignister can come back. You guys might not agree with Draco Face-Off. I totally understand that because Face-Off can be broken in certain circumstances, but in my opinion it should come back. So this has been my Balance Freedom series, one of my episodes of my Balance Freedom series. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.